Is the majority of luxury items made in China? Well, this question is being raised all over the world. Are all the famous luxury brands, like Gucci, LV, Prada, and many others manufacturing their items in China? So let us discuss in simple words why suddenly luxury brands have now come into the spotlight, and how China is pouring gas on the tariff war. So recently all over the internet, various Chinese manufacturers' videos went viral, exposing the manufacturing of luxury brand items in China. And in those videos, they are claiming that all the branded items like bags, shoes, shirts, purses, and all the other stuff are made in China at a very cheap price, and then sold back to various parts of the world for insanely high prices. And 90% of the price of these branded items is just the value of the logo that is put on them by the foreign companies that own those brands. Now here I want to show you a video of a Chinese vendor showing how world-famous luxury items are made in China. Please have a watch.
Louis Vuitton and Chanel will hate me if I tell you this, revealing the secret behind big brand. Let's go! Hang Long from Singapore, or Bodin Rugs for their lambskin from France, Tannery Haas, Italian Tannery, Fight, Labri Tecna from Italy. Guess where I found all those secret suppliers? All in APIF, Hong Kong.
Now from these kinds of videos, it is clear that the image of luxury brands, which is always shown as larger than life, is going to be hit very badly. There are also chances that people will start boycotting them for sugar-coating their names on the items they are not even producing themselves. Even MAGA items, which are Donald Trump's status symbol, are also made in China. And the funny thing is that Chinese people, or even some Americans, could not forget to target the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, for wearing a made-in-China dress. So clearly it shows that, in the past 10 to 20 years, China as a nation has molded itself in such a way that almost 90% of the world's items somehow have Chinese manufacturing in them, whether it be something as big as a car or refrigerator, or as small as a pencil or eraser. The majority of things in the world have China's fingerprints. Now, the big question is, are those luxury items that China is claiming primarily made in China, with only the final step of placing a "Made in USA" or "Made in Italy" label added to the item? Is that true? Well, the answer is not straightforward. The US or Europe's nations have very strict guidelines for putting a "Made in USA" or "Made in France" label. For example, in the case of the US, almost everything in the product, from materials to parts to labor, must come from the United States. No or only minimal foreign content is allowed. Similarly, the final assembly or processing must happen in the US. So there are many things and guidelines that need to be considered before putting a "Made in USA" label on any product. But as we all know how democratic nations work, there are so many loopholes, so much corruption, and luxury brands themselves want to gain maximum profit. So there are high chances that what Chinese manufacturers are claiming may be true, or at least partially true. But anyway, now many luxury brands are going to suffer due to this controversy. People will slowly start questioning them, and you'll see a lot of memes. But China will also lose a ton of contracts. This is a direct attack from China on luxury brands' status, their brand value, their public image and everything, and in many cases, they also revealed the prices of the product. I mean, a $10 bag is being sold for $2,000 by the brand. So China has clearly accelerated Donald Trump's tariff battle to a whole new level. Now they are not even caring about who their client is, how things will go, the company's reputation or brand value. No, nothing. They have chosen the side of doing all the damage they can do to these Western companies. And this attack is indirectly towards the US, in response to their tariff. But because of this tariff battle, it is giving insight to the ordinary public that the majority of luxury items are not such exclusive items. They are made in bulk, and for a very cheap price. Then some items have logos and labels put on them, and some do not, but both have the same quality. But the one with the logo is obviously 1,000 times more expensive than the other. Now in the future, eventually what will happen is that branded companies, or those who really care about their reputation or high public status, will cautiously try to decouple from China. And this is not going to happen today or tomorrow. It will take years to really decouple from China, but surely, sensible brands will go for this approach. Because the reason is simple, China cannot be trusted. China can reveal any information regarding any company or client if things are not going according to their favor. There is no ethical or moral boundary to keep the information private, and this is the most important thing a client can expect from any manufacturer. Now from this, a lot of countries can also point fingers at China, that they dump items in masses and destroy local businesses. So soon a lot of companies will shift their bases from China to somewhere else. And well, to be very honest, I'm not saying that they will go back to their origin nation, because at the end of the day, a private company is just a profit-gaining company. And if manufacturing their product costs them 10 to 20 times more, then they will again look for outsourcing, but from another trustworthy nation. Well, at the end of the day, the US-China tariff war is breaking all the rules and ethical boundaries. Both nations are exposing each other, which is shocking for many people, and right now it is most shocking for people who always go for luxury items, who have so much money, and don't like to spend money on non-branded items. So what do you think about this situation? Do you think China did the right thing, or do you think they just exposed themselves? Thanks for watching the video. I hope you all have a wonderful day.